Hello friends, today plant pathology basics part 4 video. If you didn't subscribe, please subscribe our channel and click the bell icon, okay? And today's topic is plant microbe interactions. I'm going to explain what are the important mechanisms you have to know and what are the important mechanisms they will ask in exams, and I'll say the important objectives. Please take a note on it, okay? And these are familiar and important topics you have to know. Coming to symbiosis. You all know Anton de Bary. He is the father of plant pathology. Actually, he defined symbiosis as the living together of unlike organisms, okay? But later they redefined as long-term biological interaction between two or more different species in a given environment, okay? Actually, this long-term relationship or this prolonged association may lead to the development of pathogenic, parasitic or mutualistic relationship, okay? And the microorganisms associated with these are categorized as pathogens, parasites or mutualists, okay? Actually, various types of symbiotic relationship existing between plant microbe interactions. About that mechanisms only and relationships only we are going to see in this video. I am going to explain the important mechanisms which are asked in exam and you have to know about it, okay? First is parasitism. It is non-mutual symbiotic relationship. That is an organism that lives on another organisms. For what it depends on other organism? For food, for reproduction, for growth, multiplication, etc. It depends on other organisms, okay? Ultimately, it harms the host organisms. It reduces the efficiency of the host organisms, okay? That is a parasite, okay? The removal of nutrients and water from the host plant by the parasite reduces efficiency of normal growth of the plant, okay? And what means further development and reproduction also get affected because of these parasites, okay? And coming to the saprophytes, saprophytes are nothing but the organisms which obtain food from the dead organic matters, okay? That is, they depend on a dead organic matters. They are called saprophytes. It is otherwise known as detritivores. The example is all plant bacteria are saprophytes, okay? The important objective asked is the organism live on a dead organic matter called saprophytes. Coming to the mutualism, mutual symbiotic relationship. That is what now? The relationship of two dissimilar organisms living together in a close association for their mutual benefits. That is, two organisms living together and they both are benefited. Mutually they are benefited. That is mutualism, okay? And what is cooperation means? That is mutualism between the organism of same species. Coming to the examples for mutualism, that is lichens. Lichens is association between fungi and algae. It is very important question, okay? And mycorrhiza, it is association between fungi and plant roots. It is also very important question. And what are the three types of mycorrhiza? Means ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza and ectendomycorrhiza. Examples are very important. Ectomycorrhiza example is Amantida species. Endomycorrhiza, which is otherwise known as Arbuscular mycorrhiza, example is Glomulus species. It is very important question. And ectendomycorrhiza example is Endogona species, okay? They are rich in phosphorus, that is they supply phosphorus and also nitrogen, potassium, copper and zinc. Also they supply to the plants than the root hairs of the concerned plant. You can see lichens in this picture. Lichens are nothing but association between fungus and algae, okay? And you can see mycorrhiza in this picture. They are association between fungus and plant roots, okay? Coming to the commensalism, it is a type of symbiotic relationship in which one of the partner profits living together with the second species, okay? And the second species will not be affected or harmed. Neither they are affected nor harmed. Nothing will happen to them, but one partner will be benefited. Example for this is, that is Penicillium digitatum stimulates the fungus Diplodia natalens that causes infection in citrus fruit, okay? It is the examples for commensalism. Here Diplodia is benefited and Penicillium is stimulating that, and it will not be neither harmed or nothing will happen to that, okay? That is commensalism. These are some important mechanisms. Parasite is derived from a Latin word parasitus, which means one eats the table of another. And the relationship between a parasite and host is called parasitism. And there are different type of parasites based on the mode of parasitism. About that only we are going to see further. And I will explain about it. Please take a note. The different types of parasites are ectoparasite, endoparasite, destructive parasite, balanced parasite, facultative parasite and facultative saprophytes. Okay. What does ectoparasite means? The parasite that may live on the external surface of the organism. Ecto means outside, you all know very well. That is, the parasite lives on the external surface and take the nutrition from epidermal and mesophile cells. Example for this is Erysippe polygoni. Erysippe polygoni is a causal organism of powdery mildew of water pulses. Okay. And endoparasite. Endoparasite means the parasite that grow inside of the host cell. Endo means inside. Okay. And draws the nutritions. Example is Lavellula torica. And coming to the another important point, please take a note. What is endobiotic parasite? Endobiotic parasite means endoparasites which produce their entire body within a host cell. That is endobiotic parasite. Example is Syntrichum endobioticum. It is a causal organism of what disease of potato. And Lavellula torica is a causal organism of powdery mildew of chili. Okay, please take a note on it. And coming to the destructive parasite. Destructive, in the word itself you can understand that those which draw nutrition from the host and often destroy or kill that host. Example is root rot and wilt. Okay. Coming to the balanced parasite, those which draw nutrition without killing the host. Without killing the host, they will draw the nutrition. That is balanced parasite. And coming to the facultative parasites and facultative saprophytes, these two are important and frequently asked objective questions. Okay. So please listen carefully. Facultative parasites are actually they are saprophytes in their mode of life. But due to the certain condition only they become a parasite. Okay. That is facultative parasites. Example is Pythium, Rhizospus and Fusarium species. Okay. Coming to the facultative saprophytes, actually these organisms are parasites in their mode of life. But due to certain conditions they turned as a saprophytes. Example is Smet fungi, Phytophthora species, Mucus species and Venturia species. Okay. Here frequently asked question is, what is facultative parasite and facultative saprophytes? Facultative parasites are nothing but actually they are a saprophytes. But due to certain condition only they become a parasite. Okay. And facultative saprophytes are nothing but actually they are parasites. Due to certain conditions only they become a saprophytes. Okay. It is very very important, so don't confuse. And Luttel in 1974 categorized parasitism into three. Okay. What are they means? Biotropes, hemibiotropes and nectotropes. Okay. Biotropes, these are the parasites which cannot grow on a dead or artificial food. Okay. And their entire life cycle is on a living organism. Okay. That is, they need a living host to complete their life cycle. And here it is two categories, that is obligate parasites or true parasites. They are nothing but the parasites that can establish infection in a living tissues. That is obligate parasites. Okay. That is true parasites. Example mildew, virus, viroids and candidate phytoplasma. And obligate inappropriate is the obligate parasites which can be cultured away from the host on artificial media. They can be cultured in artificial media. They are called obligate inappropriate. Example is rust and smut fungi. That is obligate parasite grow on living tissues only, and here obligate inappropriate grow on artificial culture media. That is only difference. And example frequently asked question is rust and smut fungi or obligate inappropriate. It is frequently asked question. Please take a note on it. Okay. That is biotropes means they need living hosts to complete their entire life cycle. That's all. Simple definition about this. And coming to hemibiotropes, that is hemibiotropes are nothing but half of its life cycle is on living organisms and they reproduce on dead tissues. Okay. These pathogens attack living tissues and grow and are same way as biotropes, but they continue to grow and reproduce after the tissue is dead. Okay. Example is leaf spotting fungi. Okay. That is leaf spots. They are hemibiotropes. Coming to the nectotropes, it is otherwise known as pethotropes. Other names are very important. The organisms which kill the tissue in advance of penetration and they live saprophytically. That is, they live on a dead tissues. Okay. and they are also called as less specialized parasites. Okay, less specialized parasites. Examples to be noted: Sclerotium roxy, Phytophthora species, Claviceps species and Manchuria species. Okay. That's all about today's video. If you didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe it. And if you didn't watch previous videos regarding plant pathology, genetics, etc., please watch that. It will be really useful. And share with your friends. And Telegram channel link is in description box. You can join in that. All the best. Study well. Thank you.